If you're a member of GB Shared, then it makes sense that you get as much visibility as possible. GB Shared attracts huge audiences from across the UK, so let's show you how to get your content seen and visible. First of all, one of the great ways to use GB Shared is to share regular news articles about your company, products or services. If you're a member, then simply visit the GB Shared homepage and log in to your account. Visit the members area in the top right corner and have a look at your menu on the left hand side. Find the news section and click on New News. This will allow you to upload a title, some paragraphs, share to the particular counties you're a member of, and upload an image. After that, all you need to do is press Save and Publish or save it as a draft, and we'll do the rest. First of all, if you're struggling with your news articles, then let's see how we can help you. First of all, we can use Canva, a free tool, to create the image, and we can use AI if you're struggling to create news articles. So let's go into AI and explain to ChatGPT who we are and what we do. On this occasion, I'm using the example of a member in Manchester called the Consortia Partnership. Here's some pretext. In this instance, we've put the following. I am a member of GB Shared and I run a networking group for SME construction companies. We have a group in Preston and one in Manchester, all construction-based SMEs who need to connect, collaborate and grow. I'm keen to share a weekly news article around a paragraph or two to raise awareness of our groups, to encourage sign up of new members and release key construction news and opportunities. And in brackets, we share tenders and make connections. Can you help me to draft news articles for the next 10 weeks? I'd like the occasional emoji in the news titles and a few paragraphs of text relevant for the construction sector. You can find out more about the Consortia Partnership here at this link or here at this link. This should provide ChatGPT with enough information to draft you 10 news articles to cover you for the next 10 weeks. Let's give that a go and see what comes out. So ChatGPT has done the first 5 weekly news articles that have been tailored for our networking groups in Preston and Manchester, and each article is designed to raise awareness of our groups, encourage new member sign-ups and highlight key construction news and opportunities. The tone is engaging and relevant to the construction sector with occasional emojis in the titles as requested. So here's the first one. Week 1. Government plans to ease rules for small builders in England, and a small article. Now, you may have to do a few things around this article. For example, if you look at the word specialised, a lot of the time AI Americanizes our words, including Z's instead of S's. So do a spell check and do check the source of this. If you are an expert in this industry, you'll be able to check the details of this particular story, and ChatGPT also gives you the source, so it's got this from the Financial Times. All I'm going to do is cut and paste this particular bit of text and pop it into the news article on GB Shared. Here we go. I will also go back and get the title, which includes the emoji. Copy that and paste that into the news article as well. I'll probably get rid of the week 1 and the speech marks because that doesn't make any sense to keep those. And I may well just double check reading on this content to make sure everything is as it should be. So I'll just take a moment to read. And I know the housing and build indicators are correct in this particular story. Favour is spelled incorrectly. GB Shared will pick this up by putting a red line under incorrect spellings, and you can be sure the rest of it is okay. Do double check for that Americanized spelling because readers will know that you've used ChatGPT or some sort of AI. And a final check of that story means all we've got to do is tell the platform we'd like to share that in both Manchester and Lancashire. And now we're going to need an image to go with it. So if we're creating an image about government plans to ease rules for small builders in England, we can now go and use Canva. Canva is a free tool where you can make a custom size design of any particular image. I usually use 1080 by 1080 because that's a perfect fit for all the social media channels. So you can customize it, or you can select, I want a presentation, I want something for social media. So make your selection. I've already done this here and I've pre-done one for consortia. However, this particular news article is not about boardroom for businesses, it's about building properties. So I'm going to duplicate this page, or I can just press the plus sign and create another one. If I don't want it yellow, I can click on the yellow and I can change that to white or any other colour. If I want to use the logo, I can either use the upload tools on the left-hand side to upload a logo, or I can just simply copy this logo, duplicate it, and drag and drop it onto the second page. And then it goes in. I'm going to need an image on this page, and I'm going to need an image about building houses. So let's have a quick look over here. I'm not going to go to uploads. I'm going to go to photographs, and I'm going to go to house building. I don't want the paid for images, so I am going to go with a construction type image, and I don't want the paid for ones again, so I'm going to go with that one, and I'm going to right click and replace the background. And that is all we need to do to download an image and share that. Download, make it a PNG, download the file, and it's as simple as that. We will then be able to go back over to the news article, and we'll be able to upload the image, drag and drop it in the box, as simply as something like that. Save and publish, and that is the news article done. You can go back to ChatGPT, check all your stories for the next 10 weeks, and it is that quick to get sharing on a weekly basis. Even if you're not a marketeer, you're not great at English, and you're not a graphic designer. Why not get yourself on GB Shared, get some exposure, get some visibility, and get sharing today?